And welcome back to the MNFL, an international game for the San Juan Steamers as they take on the Columbus Bulls in the heart of Ohio. Of course, this game is going to be, well, on paper, it looks like it's going to be a blowout. Drake May and the Steamers are the least favored to win this matchup out of all of our matchups so far. But we'll see what happens here as Burrow is also taking the field. And the kickoff will begin very shortly. This is only one part of our doubleheader, as I do have a commentator this time in my buddy Ice Storm. So, and I know it's been kind of a bobble around type thing. I already mentioned in the previous videos that I will be taking a break in between Wednesday and possibly Thursday. Could be a Friday night game if I'm up to it, but that's probably how it's going to have to be for this franchise to at least just get all these games done, because for my first time doing this is pretty nuts. But um enough about me. Let's get into the game and hope you enjoy at home.
Yeah.
And San Juan to kick it off to start off our game. And this one will be received at the 2 and rung out to the 27. So Joe Burrow taking the field. Pretty highly rated quarterback from the NFL, being brought to Columbus. 96 overall. Decision making is ideal. About an 83 speed rating and 99 awareness. Guy knows how to read a defense here, as we'll see what he can do on 1st and 10. They'll go with the pass. Burrow gets this one out, and it'll be an 8-yard gain. So 2nd and 2 at the 34 for Joe Burrow and the Bulls. And they're going to hand this one off here for a pretty decent chunk play. Zach Moss, the running back, to get things started off here in the run game in Columbus, as Burrow will hand it off to him once again. Only a short gain that time to the
Gain of
46.
2.
So on 2nd down, Burrow, he'll go back to the pass, looking to throw, and he is lit up in the backfield. Very good to get the pressure going early on here when you have a quarterback like Joe Burrow that you're playing against. And speaking of which, he goes and fires past, is caught by his star receiver, Jamar Chase. You need a guy during a Hail Mary, someone that you feel like is going to catch that ball, even when there's like 10 defenders around him. That is Jamar Chase. Oh, excuse me. 1st and 10, Burrow looks to throw once again, and dangerous
Oh.
pass here, as that one would have not only been a hospital ball, possibly an interception by the San Juan Steamers, as this pass fit in perfectly by Joe Burrow.
T. Higgins.
Yes, T. Higgins on the reception. Another viable option here in the receiving game, as Zach Moss will take this one once again for a short gain, about 2 yards to the 26-yard line. And now Burrow lining up under center. Bit of a change in the call. They're going to throw. Pass is caught. And first down, T. Higgins once again on his second consecutive catch of this first drive as they fall just barely outside of the 10-yard line to the 11. And the Bulls looking to strike first. And intercepted! This one could be a
Wow.
pick six! He's got
Oh.
it past the 50.
Oh.
He's to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Steamers!
And Parker,
Jonathan
this is
Jones
why.
with some defensive fireworks to start off this game.
This is why we do not sleep on the defense here. Look at that. Right there. Easy interception by Jones. Gets the pick six. And that's a touchdown for San Juan.
San Juan, but yes, you are correct about that. That is about, let's see, probably like the fourth pick six in the first week of this franchise being live, which is incredible. I mean, these defenses, some of them you wouldn't expect it. Like JOK had our first one, and he's a right outside linebacker, so
And you know what? He's also a GOAT, too.
one of the
So I
more
guess.
skilled,
Oh, nice return.
yes, one of the more
Sets
skilled
up to
linebackers.
36.
Decent gain right there on the kickoff return as Joe Burrow takes the helm once again after throwing that pick six. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him as first and 10 is just about in session. There we go. Burrow gets this one off, and it will be a gain of 6 to the 41. So after the 6-yard gain, Burrow, he's going to pitch it to Zach Moss. Moss gets your first down here. And let's talk about that San Juan defense for a second. They were very underrated coming into this game here, and now you kind of feel like they got a chance. I mean, they just got the pick six. Big
Oh.
throw by Burrow.
Ah!
This one almost
Oh!
intercepted once again.
I
Christian
think Burrow's
Gonzalez.
gonna have to calm down. I think Burrow's gonna have to calm down on them deep passes.
Well, I said it once before that Jamar Chase was a pretty viable option if even if, he has 10 people around him, but not if you underthrow him by very much. I mean, Joe Burrow's got to have a little step into it as third and medium. Right here, Burrow zips this one across the field, and he's got Jamar Chase.
Ooh.
There's the connection between the two former teammates at LSU, which is now in debate for wide receiver U.
And ladies and gentlemen, I am finally done with my work too. So now I can finally focus on this game more.
Yep,
Let's go.
and that definitely helps as a commentator because if I need to leave, he picks up. So Burrow gets this one off to Zach Moss, and it'll be 7-yard gain to close out the first quarter. San Juan with a pretty devastating pick six to start this one out, and almost another pick to set the offense
Insane.
up as we end that first quarter 7-0. Columbus within striking distance in the red zone here as Burrow slings this one early, and it's going to be first and goal for the Bulls. They were just about here when that pick six happened, so Burrow's got to be a little bit more relaxed as they'll go play action here. Burrow wants to
Oh.
go, and he will go down at the 6 because he slid. And watch the top of your screen there. No one on Jamar Chase.
Oh no. Oh, but he
Pass is
runs
going
right
somewhere
towards
else,
them,
but it's
though.
going to be a touchdown either way. All Junior with the catch and his first touchdown in this league here to tie things up. Without that defensive touchdown here, they would have been up 7-0 as Columbus will have to tie it up here or at least settle for it, but that'll be perfectly fine with the Bulls head coach because now he knows that it's back to 0-0 for them. And kickoff here to San Juan. We'll see this one at the 6. And a decent job on the special teams unit. And we have an injury timeout. So Jacobs heading to the locker room. Looks like he's got something wrong. So we'll see what goes on there. So 1st and 10, May with his first pass of the game, and that one will go for 8 yards. Not a bad start. Now, we did see the former Patriot in an earlier game, as this one reaches the first down mark and just a little bit past it as well. So Taylor Britt in coverage, and that's another thing that people like about this defense. They've got a lot of good defensive players in the secondary, and one extraordinary player that just made that tackle right there in Trey Hendrickson. As this run going to be a pretty good chunk out of the Bulls field there as they take it 5 yards in. So Drake May on a run now. We'll see another run by the back here, and that's not working out for Gibson. So after no gain, 2nd down. May looking, zips this one, and it's caught. He might have the sideline. Just not enough speed as he'll get down to the 13-yard line. Sets him up inside the red zone with a pretty good chance to score right here. So they're now clearly showing that they can drive this ball down the field. Now, the question is, can they get it in the end zone from 13 yards
2-minute
out here?
warning.
And, yep, exactly right. The 2-minute warning pops up here in this first half, as it's been a pretty good one defensively and offensively. As we see Drake May fit this one in, and they'll say incomplete. I hear a few calls for a fumble. None of them will be rewarded, as San Juan looking. May fires this one out of bounds, incomplete. As Hilton was locking his receivers up. So 3rd and long. May fires end zone, and ooh, risky pass there. And it's Bell with the deflection. Results in 4th down.
Yeah, very risky play, and the field goal, good, and it will be a 10-7 lead right now.
So now 10-7 for the San Juan Steamers, as the Columbus Bulls will get a good look at it here from the 28-yard line. So Joey B, as they called him back in the NFL, taking the field once again. And you got to ask, what happened that first drive that, got fixed in that second one? But you really got to wonder about this team as they head in to their third drive, where Joe Burrow will sling this ball and it'll be considered a timeout. Just 1 second here.
And Burrow throws, caught, and that will be a first down at the 43. No huddle, 8-second runoff here. And I will probably be commentating for the rest of the second quarter. That's caught. T. Higgins and double coverage. And they will not hurry up here. They're going to let the time burn out. T. Higgins. Oh, wait, no. That was 9 double coverage. Excuse me on that. But Higgins was
Sorry, ladies
manned
and
up
gentlemen, I
against
am back
Gonzalez. Yep.
as first and 10
And
coming here with Joey B in company. We'll see what they can do here as Burrow fires sideline and it's caught. He'll get down to the 21 before going out of bounds. This is going to be left with 39 seconds left on the clock. And Burrow motions his tight end over. Burrow throws, and it is caught by T. Higgins. Christian Gonzalez on the tackle there to make it 2nd and 1. Timeout taken by the Bulls. So with 35 seconds left, can they get in the end zone here? Burrow gets this one out to his tight end, diving attempt, and they're going to be denied.
oh,
And
they're
no
gonna hurry
timeout
up.
here.
They gotta snap the
And there it
ball,
is.
and they did.
Timeout by the Bulls here. They got a decision to make. Tie it up in the heading into halftime or take it into the end zone, but they will decide to get the field goal here as this one is good.
And they'll tie up the game here. McPherson.
Pearson on the kick, and it'll be tied up 10 apiece. And with 2 seconds left, we'll see San Juan taking a knee, and they'll come out onto the field. Now, this is where you got to decide, do you go for the Hail Mary attempt, or do you just hand it off to your running back here? I think Drake May's looking for something along the Hail Mary attempt. He goes forward for a few yards, but slides. And nothing changing here. 10 apiece. Steamers, Bulls. When we come back from halftime, meanwhile, we'll take a look around the league to see, what's going on. Black Knights and Sentinels, you already know this story. 10-13, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen battle it out. Allen with the victory. And Montreal Mounties and Snowhawks, again, this one has been a told and done story. The game doesn't want to recognize it. And the Shamrocks Monarchs, some reason doesn't show that one neither. Very interesting
And yep.
as we take a look at this game, though. Already a pick six. And really, that's the only reason the Steamers are in this one. Hoping they'll show a little extra here in the second half, but it's also the Bulls' job here in this second half as we are currently tied 10 apiece. And the kickoff goes to the Steamers. We'll see where they return this from. It'll be about the 4. And he skirts past a defender to the 29-yard line. Drake May coming back out onto the field. See what he could do. Put up some pretty nicely orchestrated drives in the first half. But we'll see what he can do right here as the run goes to Gibson. Picking up 6.
And Gibson's out.
And yeah, wow, that is major right there. As 2nd and 4 comes, Murray, or Yeah, Murray. Ugh. Drake May. Sorry, I was talking about him during halftime, and I must have been stuck on it in my brain. But Drake May gets him the first down nonetheless, and the jet sweep will only go for a couple of yards, so not too successful, but you take every yard in this game that you can get. So 2nd and 8. May fires this one at the ground. It's going to be incomplete. And 3rd and 8. A very important down to start this one out. May scrambles, looking, dumps this one off, and it's nearly intercepted. We'll say he swatted it. And 4th and long necessitates a call for the punt team. And this one being punted from around the 35. As 1st and 10 at the 13, now a problem for the Columbus Bulls. Especially a problem if Burrow gets sacked here, but he's got two halfbacks to make sure that doesn't happen as he delivers this one to Jamar Chase for a gain of 6, and Chase in some discomfort. He gets up, but that'll be something to watch there. Jamar Chase, health-wise, didn't look so good after that play, as he is now the motion man. They'll try to get it to him again. He is clobbered, and he'll get right back up. So it seemed to be just kind of exhaustion on that last play then. So 3rd and 4, Burrow gets it off to Chase to complete the drive, or complete the conversion to extend the drive. As Burrow has been pretty good, even from just throwing that interception early on. They're looking for a methodical drive here, it looks like, to get the touchdown, as that is always the end goal. Gibson's whereabouts will be known on the next drive. By the way, just getting note that he is questionable to return. On 2nd and 7 here, pass is caught. So 3rd and short. They've done it before. Can they do it again? Try to extend the drive here. Burrow to pass. Incomplete. And now a decision at their own 41-yard line. Should be a tough one. And, yep, there you go. The obvious decision made by the Bulls.
And yep, the punt team
And
will
this
send out. Oh, wait, and no touchback.
pretty close to that 1-yard line, though, wasn't it, partner?
Yep, Drake May and the Steamers offense coming out here onto the field as they're
And gets
looking
the
for
snap.
touchdown.
And
And oh,
this one
Stevenson
is going to get about
down to
8. By the
28.
way, like I said, that update on Gibson, he is not going to return for this game as May continues to sling the rock in his absence. That one picks up about a yard. All things considered, it'll be 3rd and 1. Hopefully no one drops this one for Drake May, as the Bulls had that happen. And 4th and inches at the 30. So barely stopping him there. There's Hendrickson. And he's not been the slightest bit productive as we thought he was going to be. Pretty good in the run game, though. That's always something that you look for,
Yeah.
as the punt team now on after a 3-and-out. Big punt here. Boomer. And this one will be a touchback. Wow. That had to be at least some like 70 yards that he punted that ball. Absolutely incredible, but it will be a touchback, so you can't really award him too much. As 1st and 10 for the Bulls here, as they'll pick up 4. Jones on the tackle for that play. So 2nd and medium at the
Yep, and here we
24, and
go.
he'll be taken down at the 28. So 3rd and 2, as we'll come back after the third quarter. Some good defensive play all throughout. And excuse me, I'll be right back. I gotta figure out something in the background.
And fourth quarter actions. 6 minutes to go here as we got Joe Burrow throwing, looking to throw, caught. T. Higgins with there. Christian Gonzalez with 5 tackles on the day. Very close game. Very close game. Medium scoring game here, by the way. Um, see if they can change that up here. See if they can score some more points. And Joe Burrow throws, caught. Jamar Chase, gain of 6. It's looking like, and yes, it is 6. Here we go, 2nd and 4. Handoff to frickin' Zach Moss, first down. To the 46 he goes.
Zach Moss has been a
And
pretty good part of this game. Kind of came in unexplained, but I am back. The background noise still a problem, but I'll deal with it after this nightly game. That will end the week 1 series, which, ooh, that's not something you want to see here. An injury to Gesicki,
Gesicki.
the number 1 tight end for the Bulls. As we look at 2nd and 7 here, Joe Burrow leading his team down the field. As this drag will be caught by the replacement for Gesicki. As in his absence, we'll keep checking up, see if he's going to be all right. And it looked like he limped off the field too, so could be an ankle problem. As Burrow throws, and this one's incomplete. 4th and 3 at the 39. I mean, do you take the long field goal?
I mean,
Nope.
it's up to him, I guess. Nope,
I guess
they
you
will
don't,
not.
as the Bulls will try to pin him deep here. I don't know if that was a shank kicked or not, or shanked kick. Lila. Excuse me. Been on one today. As 1st and 10 at the 25 for the San Juan Steamers. This one will be a handoff,
Gain of
a
2.
gain of 2. So in total, San Juan still hasn't gotten over the 100-yard mark, but thanks to that pick 6, I mean, they're still in it.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, the defense is held up perfectly. The, passing game has been held in check here recently, as Drake May looking to put an end to it right here, and it's going to be an interception for the Bulls. Very catastrophic right there, as that could spell disaster. Logan Wilson on the interception, the middle linebacker for the Bulls, and wow. That is a huge underthrow by Drake May. And that one, once again, could cost him the game here. Joe Burrow coming back out at the 38. This is where they'll set up shop. Empty backfield for Burrow. Burrow gets this one out, and it's going to be complete for a gain of 7. So, still looking to see if Gesicki comes back. It was kind of a quicker drive, so you never really know. And, oh, I am getting reports that he will be out for the rest of this game. And the run there by Zach Moss, it's his 10th, and he'll receive about 40 some yards this game, which with the runs we've seen in this league, it's just one of the things that we come by very often, as he'll go over 50 right there. 3rd and 2. Now down to the 19. They'll hand this one off, and he'll pick it up. 1st and 10. That was a huge pickup right there. Timeout taken by the San Juan Steamers. And I expect them to run, or try to run, clock out right here. 1 minute and 19 here to go. And this one's stuffed at the line. Timeout taken by the San Juan Steamers, trying to preserve as much time as they can before a possible field goal attempt is made. So 2nd and 10 at the 13. Looks like another run brewing here, and it will be, as Zach Moss goes down once again. 3rd and 8. Again, probably just letting time run here. And this one, a rush for short gain here. We'll see what the Columbus Bulls do. Are they going to take a timeout?
Oh,
No, they're not going to take the
they're gonna let
timeout
the
here.
clock run out.
Clock runs out, and oh, it's
1 second.
made with 1 second left, and the Bulls close everything up at home by the looks of it. Again, still at 1 second left. You can't count everything out yet. As, yep, the Steamers will kneel in the end
Hail
zone.
Mary.
And Drake May is going to have to go for a Hail Mary attempt. May drops back. He's got
Oh, he's
decent protection.
scrambling.
Can he find somebody? No!
No.
Game over! Triple zeros! And the Bulls will
Only
take a
won by
win.
3.
Yeah, they've only won by 3, but they will take a Week 1 victory over the Steamers to close out the first game of the day. Remember, more to come later on, as in the meantime, I'll be uploading all the videos that you guys will. You'll notice that some of the commentary says Monday, because I did record all of those after lifting. The Redwoods game still hasn't been uploaded, I do not believe. But all of that coming soon. Drake May, no touchdowns, 59 yards, a 45.5 completion percentage. And Joe Burrow drastically outperforms Drake May with a touchdown, 234 yards, and a 77 completion percentage there, as we'll look at the player stats just to kind of see what's going on between the teams. And in the Bulls, we'll see what is actually going to happen with Gesicki in receiving. He is currently on IR, but he'll finish his first game as a Bull. 5 receptions, 37 yards, about a 7.5 average, no touchdowns, 18 yards on the run after catch, a 3.6 average, drops none, and his longest catch was 12 yards. But let's talk about T. Higgins as well. Now, he had what I would call a moderate but good game, as he'll
Yeah.
have 6 receptions, closes out with 83 yards and almost a 14-yard average. No touchdowns, though, and 7 yards after the catch, a average of 1.1 on the rack, as he did have a drop that did cost a drive, but didn't prove to be a problem, as T. Higgins' longest pass of the day will be 23 yards. Jamar Chase, 5 receptions, 65 yards, 13 yards on average, 13 yards after the run after catch, 2.6 average there. Drops, he had 2, but those were very hard hits that he took, at as his resume closes out with a 25-yard reception being his longest. So we're done looking at the Bulls' injury locations here. Now let's look at the Steamers. Steamers, no, well, hold on. Antonio Gibson will be placed on IR. No receiving yards for him. We'll look and see if we can get any rushing on him. And
Ugh.
yeah, it's been a nasty one for the Steamers. Antonio Gibson closes out the day, 2 attempts, 6 yards, a 3-yard average, no touchdowns, no fumbles. Only 2 yards after the catch, which was weird because they did say that he had no receiving at all. No 20 plus yards, 20 plus yard breakoffs, and 6 yards his longest run of the day. So that's got to be a sad stat line. Come out injured after week 1. Leading the rushing yards, though, for the Steamers, Ramondre Stevenson with 5 attempts, 21 yards, 4.2 average, no touchdowns, no fumbles, 5 yards after the catch, no 20-plus yard breakouts, but a 10-yard gain, his longest. But that will be it. So, looking at the box score, this one was a well-thought-out one, especially in the third, no score, as defense was definitely on its A game. Bulls were only held to 13 points. But
Ah.
we will be back with more games later. All those videos coming out soon. We'll see you later on this episode of the MNFL.